Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye, now I look the other way. What else could I do? I just stared at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you. I'd rather be drunk.
Hey Internet, Dracofunk here. Welcome back to the Reusable Space Program, Season 4, Episode 7. And I'm once again launching the Deorbiter drone. This time I'm going to intercept Space Truck, what is it, 9, I think? I believe it's Space Truck 9. I'm using the standard reusable space program booster to get it up into orbit. And there is the drone. So I'm trying to get all the space trucks back into Kerbal orbit or on a job and get everybody back to where they're supposed to be. I have one space truck still in a very eccentric orbit because when I launched the tank, something happened and it went into a really eccentric orbit. I barely got it there. I don't know why. I launched three different tanks like that. One of them went really bad, but I was able to rendezvous with it, but it was so out of orbit that the space truck ran out of fuel, and I haven't been able to get to it yet. But I'm going to send one of the space trucks that came from the MUN out to rendezvous with it. It's got a whole fuel tank, and it should be able to get there. It's not going to have a lot of fuel by the time it gets into a regular orbit, but that's okay. I'm just going to put the fuel tanks on the station and bring fuel over in another tanker. And the drone has reached the space truck, and now they can deorbit and land for repairs. Again. So occasionally the Kraken will cause my craft to have some weird oscillation, and that's what's causing them to break. And that's what happened with this ship. The rear RCS tank with the docking port broke off along with the fuel tanks, and that's why it needs to be repaired. I still have not retrieved this second set of fuel tanks, because this is actually the second time this has happened. I need to actually locate them. And there are a couple things I need to do. I want to relaunch the Canterbury. I have another dedicated tanker that's going to launch, that's going to be mostly in charge of the space tourism projects. I also realized over on Minmus, the mining ship, I don't have an engineer there. I have a scientist. So I need to send the scientist back to Kerbin and get an engineer there. While I was talking about this, though, the space truck has landed in the ocean successfully. And now it's time to just get all the other space trucks back to Kerbin. Like, there's so many of them. I'm going to start just putting them all in a 400-kilometer orbit. This is Space Truck 11. It has a full fuel tank that's going to go to the tourism station. It's the same load that the one that is in the really eccentric orbit has, except it has not been filled. Alright. Add a maneuver and set an alarm for it and go to the next space truck and do the same. This is Space Truck 6. It needs to return to Kerbin orbit to drop off its that was the harness for all the 200 subscriber special rovers. Here, this is Space Truck. Is this 13, I believe? 12 or 13. It also has a full fuel tank. I believe I'm going to use this one to attempt to rescue the other space truck that is in the eccentric orbit. And just do the same thing, get it down to a periapsis of 400 kilometers, set an alarm, and move to the next space truck. It only have 300 meters per second, so I'm gonna actually have to go and get some fuel from the, what is it, Columbia Station in orbit of the Mun, before I can send this one home. But I have plenty of fuel to do that. And yeah, that wasn't too hard. I probably could have came up on this side of the station and docked along the ore tank. I'm really not sure why I didn't do that. Maybe I had a reason at the time. But yeah, I did notice that at Minmus, I have a scientist in the mining craft, so I need to send the scientist back and send an engineer there, because the engineer will actually help the mining go faster. Oh, there's another space truck here at the station. I can send them home. And I may use this space truck later to retrieve that other set of fuel tanks. That's gotta be somewhere just in Kerbin orbit. I need to locate them. I think I had pondered possibly filling this guy back up with fuel before heading home, and it's honestly not really worth it. I'm going to have lots of ships and alarms going off, and that's okay. I should have enough fuel here to fill the space truck up. That's not too bad. Yep. I am going to need to do a new fuel run very soon here at Mun Station. But I think I should be able to get all the space trucks back to Kerbal. At least the ones that are here at the Mun. I think there's still one over in Minmus orbit, and I believe there's still a space truck around Duna, as well as the drone, which I need to bring back because I need to send it on a mission to Eve. Alright, let's look, and there is one space truck here at Minmus, which, Veos, I stole one of your, well, I think I stole 2 or 3 of your space truck designs. Actually, that space truck in particular is as close to one of Veos' ships as I could get. And I have a couple that were inspired by it. Actually, I saw Veos' videos after the initial space trucks were designed. And the space trucks I designed were actually based off of an episode of Cowboy Bebop. So I'm going to go down and do a mining run here at Minmus, and it's going to take a long time because I don't have an engineer down there. Which I guess I hadn't really paid much attention to in the past, or just assumed Minmus just takes a long time to mine at. But I will probably just have the scientists board the space bus and head back to Kerbal and swap out for an engineer. And maybe the engineer can also fix that radiator. And they can stay there in mine while I perform all these capture burns. So I have 4 or 5 space trucks coming into Kerbal orbit now. I've almost got it to the point where I can start the space tourism industry. And it's probably going to be still a couple episodes because I have the tourism station, I have the Mon cruiser, I have some sort of orbital cruiser, which is kind of going to act as the ferry between the SSTO and the station. And this space truck is doing its capture burn. And once I get everybody see, I think I got a little bit of time. Actually, this one came right up. This is what, the 3rd space truck doing its capture burn. I think I have 2 more. And this one has plenty of fuel to hopefully go back and locate those fuel tanks. Maybe I'll get to that in the next episode. I think this is another Aveos-inspired space truck. This is the pusher version. Alright, this should be the last space truck. And I'll need to send the deorbiter back up because I believe this is the same bracket that I launched the communication satellites on, and I need to send an array to Eve. I'm going to send the drone, once I get it back to Kerbal, I'm going to send it to Eve with 4 satellites, and then to Dres, and then I'm going to send a whole bunch of satellites to Jool. But anyway, that's been this episode. I'm going to continue the reusable space program. If you haven't done so, like and subscribe. Continue watching the 200 subscriber special, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.